The May numbers are out. In this video, I'm going to give you a summary of what happened with the Durham Region housing market last month and what this all means for you as a would-be buyer, seller, or a homeowner in the Durham region. And you'll want to stick around to the end where I talk about the recent rate cut and what it will do to the real estate market. My name is Vilija Truelove. I'm a local Durham Region real estate agent, and I'd love to hear from you. If you're moving to or within the Durham region, whether you're ready to move now or 6 months from now, you can set up an appointment through my calendar link, which you'll find in the description below, and we can get the process started. And don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any of my future videos. So we saw 907 sales in May. This is a decrease from the 948 sales we saw in April. We had 1,067 sales in May 2023, so quite a drop compared to what we were seeing a year ago. New listings increased again to 2,082 compared to the 1,840 we saw in April. And looking at active listings, which is the total number of available listings on the MLS at the end of the month, April we ended the month at 1,549. May we ended the month with 1,886. So inventory continues to increase. There are more homes to choose from as a buyer out there and more competition for sellers. The average price in the Durham region for all home types in May was $954,942. This is a slight increase of just over $11,000 from the average of $943,000 that we saw in April. Again, comparing this to a year ago, the average price in May 2023 was just over $988,000. So we're about $34,000 less on average than we were sitting a year ago. Looking at specific areas in Durham, we saw price drops in Ajax decreasing just over $13,000, and Whitby, the average price there went down just over $25,000. All other areas saw the price increase. Oshawa went up just over $4,000, Pickering about $19,000, and Clarington saw the greatest increase of almost $54,000. I just want to add in one word about prices. Sometimes we'll see this huge drop or increase from month to month of, in this case, $54,000, but sometimes it'll be a lot more. Often this happens because we had more or less homes in the higher price points selling that month. Having even one extra $2 million house sell that month can skew the average. So you really do need to look at overall trends and not just what's happening that 1 month with prices. Overall, prices are not increasing at crazy rates right now. Like we've seen the last couple of months, areas are tending to go up a bit, then down a bit, bringing us only a little higher than we were last month and not too much down from where we were a year ago. A few more numbers for you. The sale to list price ratio stayed at 104%. So again, many houses were still selling over the asking price in multiple offers. Oshawa was the most competitive with 106% sale to list price ratio. Days on market stayed at 14 on average, so most homes are selling quickly. Months of inventory was at 1.8, up slightly from the 1.7 we saw in that we saw in April. So typically, the greater the months of inventory or supply means we have more sellers than buyers, and this puts us in a buyer's market. And the lower the months of supply means more buyers compared to sellers, and that puts us in a seller's market. And in between is a balanced market. But most would consider a balanced market to be between 4 and 6 months of inventory. So based on this number, we're in a seller's market. Sales to new listings ratio is another number that we look at. And this one divides the number of sales by the number of new listings. We were at 48.4% for May, down slightly from the 50.5% we saw in April. And typically around 50% is considered a balanced market. Going lower is a buyer's market, higher is a seller's market. So this number actually suggests that we're in a balanced market heading towards a buyer's market. So what does this all mean for you as a buyer or a seller? Like I mentioned earlier, prices are holding pretty steady right now. But the question on everyone's mind, will the interest rate cut that was just announced make prices start to go crazy again? As I'm sure you've heard, the Bank of Canada lowered its key interest rate to 4.75%, the bank's first rate cut in 27 months. There have definitely been buyers sitting on the sidelines waiting for the interest rates to come down. So will this cut be the push they needed to get into the market? Many people think yes. However, here's a few things to consider. How much will this 0.25% drop affect affordability? Not much. This will not all of a sudden make people that couldn't afford a mortgage last week be able to afford it now. To see a real impact on affordability, we're going to need to see more cuts or see the prices drastically go down. However, what this cut is likely to do is affect buyer psychology and confidence in the market. So there's a chance that prices won't be affected too drastically, but activity could increase. This is the first rate cut in years, with the anticipation of more to come. This shows market stability, which makes buyers feel more confident. So we could start seeing more buyer activity. However, there's also increased inventory in the market, like we already spoke about. And this rate drop could also increase seller confidence, which would mean even more inventory. It will be interesting to see what happens with prices over the next couple of months. I'm personally not expecting to see crazy increases, at least not yet, but only time will truly tell. At the end of the day, it's really hard to time the market, to know when we've hit bottom or when prices will start to go back up. Overall, real estate continues to be a great long-term investment. So if you're feeling like it's the right time for your family to make the move, it's often better to look at your specific financial situation as well as your family needs and wants, and not just at what's happening with the market. Typically, you would be buying and selling in the same market, so things tend to even themselves out. For buyers, there's still a very good chance you'll be competing in multiple offers with other buyers to get that home. As usual, you want to be prepared by getting your mortgage pre-approval, and then from there, reach out to me for a buyer consultation so that you can learn all about the home buying process and get all your questions answered, so that when you find the home that you love, you're ready to make an offer. The more prepared you are, the more comfortable you'll be when making that offer. You can set up a consultation by making an appointment at my calendar link below. If you aren't interested in getting involved in multiple offers, there are still great options out there where the sellers are taking offers anytime. The market is still very competitive, but inventory is also up. So there are also more options for buyers right now. And I am seeing this offers anytime option in most price points. If you're selling, staging, professional photography, and online and traditional marketing, including an amazing video tour, will all put more buyers' eyes on your home. Most sellers are still choosing to underprice right now and set an offer date, but you have to look at what's happening in your neighborhood as well as at your home type and price point to determine the best pricing strategy. There's not a one size fits all situation. You really need to look specifically at your home. So reach out anytime with questions, or if you're ready to get the home buying or selling process started, just set up an appointment on my calendar or reach out by email. And don't forget to subscribe for more about the market and what the Durham region has to offer. Thanks so much for watching.